please try to understand, he's sitting there. And look what he's doing. He's looking at the deities, and he's in darshan of the deities. And actually, he controls the temple. He controls this movement. If anybody else thinks somebody else is controlling this movement, you better have another thought about it. And we'll show you how Prabhupada controls this temple. And if anybody fights against the temple, they're fighting God. Do not do that under any circumstance. Better to leave. I'll tell you my story. I did fight as well. I fought with my temple president. And my temple president banned me from the temple for 3 years. Although he said, look, I'll negotiate with you. Maybe for 2 years you can go. Leave the temple. But I was so mad at myself for having disturbed Srila Prabhupada's temple, for having fought with the temple president who Prabhupada said is the supreme power in the local temple. I decided to add 2 more years to his 3 years and made it 5 years. I left for 5 years. And every one of those 5 years, every person I met, and he said, I would prefer that you don't also stay in neighboring state of Texas. Make sure you're in the 3rd state or somewhere further away like that. That's how much he didn't like me. And on the 5th anniversary, on the anniversary of the last day of the 5th anniversary of my vanvas, of my having to go away from the temple, he called me and said, from tomorrow, you are the temple president of Dallas. And I said, what? You just kicked me out of the temple. Now you're telling me to become the temple president of Dallas? Are you sure you're okay? You know, do you need to visit a shrink or something? I mean, how am I going to become temple president when everybody hates me now? Everybody thinks I'm the worst person on the planet. How am I supposed to? No, you have to become. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not becoming temple president of Dallas. So my spiritual master called me and he said, come to Houston, because he knew I would not come to Dallas. He said, come to Houston, I'd like to talk to you. I said, Maharaj, I don't want to become temple president. He said, no. We want to talk about your spiritual life. You come to Houston. Went to Houston, 5 other devotees were sitting there, Maharaj, myself, 7 of us. First thing he says to me, you will be the temple president of the Dallas temple from today. I said, Maharaj, please, I do not want to be the temple president. He said, all right, you see that door? You can walk out of that door, and as soon as you walk out of that door, you're no longer my disciple. Now you can do whatever you like. You're free. Since you're so smart, you know what you need to do. Why you need me as a guru? Walk out of the door and be happy. So I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm not going to leave my guru. Didn't come here to leave my guru. So then I acquiesced to this idea, but it's very difficult. If you see my photograph of the first day I became temple president, and you look at me now, you will think that photograph is of my son. Jet black hair, full head of hair, very young looking, and now you can see me what I look like. Very old, gray hair, thinning hair, looking like an old, sickly person. But that's what it takes. This service is not an easy service. It's a very difficult service. Then, this is our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada set up this particular style that was most pleasing to Radharani. Remember, his father would always say, whenever any saintly person come to his house, he would say, please bless my son, so that he will become a nice servant of Radharani. So Prabhupada wanted that to happen. He wanted to set up the most perfect system for serving Radharani. And so he set up this system, and he called himself Founder Acharya. There are some disciples here, Prabhupada. Any disciples here, Prabhupada? Put your hand up. Okay, 1. Alright. Would you agree that if you didn't write A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Founder Acharya for the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, in any letter that you sent out from Iskcon, would you agree that Srila Prabhupada would get very angry? Yes? He would get very angry. Why you didn't put Founder Acharya? He wanted to make sure that we understood this point. He wasn't proud of being Founder Acharya. Prabhupada was never proud. When asked, Prabhupada, you are the perfect devotee of Krishna, he said, no. He said, I am actually trying to become a servant of Krishna. I am trying to become a servant of Krishna. He was very, very humble. He would always credit any of his successes to his spiritual master. Even his own disciples, he called them associates of his spiritual master, which means on the level of his spiritual master. His own disciples. He was so humble. But he insisted. Why? He knew unscrupulous persons try to change Iskcon. But they can't change Prabhupada. So Prabhupada set himself in such a way that you can't change it. It's too bad, too late. He's already gone, he's already set up the system, it's all entrenched, it's written, Prabhupada's words are there, his disciples are there to confirm it. And now it will continue as how Prabhupada wanted it. So then he set up this governing body commission of 35 devotees we have. They're very senior devotees, these 35 governing body commissioners. And they are actually the ultimate managing or ecclesiastic authority of Iskcon. They are the Acharya combined together. And they're comprised of leaders from around the world, from different countries of the world. Prabhupada was very brilliant how he set it up. So there is a lot of differences of ideas. These 35 hardly agree on anything when they start their discussions. But by the end of the discussion, they're on one point. They come to a consensus. And until they come to a consensus, they keep going. Which is why sometimes you will hear that Iskcon takes a long time deciding anything. The reason it takes a long time is because it wants consensus amongst the GBCs. If there's no consensus, they'll keep talking about it until they come to a consensus. Very strong.